Please like, subscribe, and be sure to click that bell button for regular and exciting indie film content and your chance to be the first to engage with the Liftoff Global Network of Film Festivals as we embark on launching the careers of the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to First Looks.
I just made a mistake. Sorry. Hi, I'm Carolyn.
How are we doing today? So,
This is Lloyd.
I am Lloyd. We're just going to kick off and we're going to give you a little bit of a update on what's been going on at Liftoff. So we have had Austin Network Round has begun on the 3rd, I believe.
Yeah.
And the winners will be announced on the 15th.
They will. And if you are a jury member, we have a few jury members, or if you are a professional member, you can vote within the network round, which is really, really fantastic. We have with two elements of voting. There's the audience and then you have the jury members. But once the films enter the network round, it is then only jury members and professional members of the Liftoff Global Network. So the voting goes on for about another week. A few days shy of a week, and winners will be announced on the 15th.
Right.
For
so
the Austin
if
Festival.
you can, get to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We also have a new stream that's going to be happening, which we kind of had a bit of a meeting with everyone today about it. So every Friday, we're going to be giving you an update of how the voting has been going that week. So it's a great chance to check in, see what's going on.
Yes, so these are going to be called weekly updates, and these votes are going to be reflecting the audience votes, okay? So different from the jury and the professional member votes. We've got two different types of voting happening. So tune in every Friday. Today's weekly update for the Tokyo Festival, which has just started this week, will be today at 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. BST. So jump back online in a little less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that will just be a very short 5-minute stream. We're going to briefly talk about which films have received the most audience votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then today's stream, what's going on, right?
Today, we're really excited about that we are going to be doing a stream called First Looks. And what has happened is we have had filmmakers who are part of the Tokyo Liftoff Festival and who are members of the Liftoff Global Network. We have had them pitch to us, why does the world need to see my film? And that's how we were able to select these films. And we'll talk about that
In a little
more
bit.
depth.
And they're amazing, by the way. Before we get there, let's talk a little bit about professional membership. We actually don't have anything to say yet. We're just going to show you a little bit of a video.
Yeah.
So here's a wonderful video from our co-founder, James.
Launch your career with Liftoff Professional Membership. For a yearly fee, you get the support to develop your ideas and get them exposed to a truly global audience. Membership includes free submissions to all Liftoff festivals and showcases, distribution for packaged projects where we will take your films and concepts to all of the major film markets, full production support. Liftoff will become your producer. Partner with the global network and let's work together to get your future projects funded, completed and released. There's so much more to professional membership, and you can find out everything you need to know by going to liftoff.network/membership. Liftoff is the launchpad for filmmakers and their careers.
There you have it, professional membership. It's got a whole long list of benefits. So it's something we're really trying to encourage people to jump in on and utilize. And I guess the whole point is to try to build a real strong network. But it's got amazing benefits. Member exclusive content on there, and as you see from this video, loads and loads of wonderful support. So I would say jump at it while you can.
Yeah. And as we've been mentioning, one of those awesome benefits is being able to vote within the network round of each festival. But then it's also this opportunity to get your project ready to be packaged and taken to film markets, and a possibility of Liftoff being that person who helps you take take it there.
Yeah,
So
right.
really cool. Oh, and free submissions to all of our festivals, part of the professional membership.
That's pretty great.
It is pretty great.
Cool.
So we've got so many people here who are filmmakers who have pitched, and other filmmakers from past festivals. So just want to say hello. Passport Chronicles says Morning Dreamers from Peru.
Hey.
We have so many films that are from different countries around the world. It's such an international festival. It's so great. Eunice Calor says hello from Italy. Kiri Ray Pictures says hello from Uganda. Hello. Let's see. We're so active over here.
We have so many. So hello to everyone.
Artist Singer Writer says hello from Monaco. Yeah.
Welcome.
Put your thoughts, your questions in the chat.
We'll check in when we can.
Let's get
started.
started.
And let's jump into our first film, shall we?
Let's do.
First looks.
First looks. We want to talk about Azar. Okay, so for today's first looks, we haven't watched each other's films that we're talking about. Azar is such a beautiful film. In my opinion, in watching this is Oscar quality material. It reminds me a lot of the film, where's my note? Roma. Do you remember Roma from a couple years back at the Oscars? So this film, Azar, comes to us from Mexico. It is directed by Fabian Palacios V, and it is a short, 50 minutes long, filmed in black and white. And it is simply stunning. It's beautiful. The writing is beautiful. The acting is gorgeous. Something that shocked me is I looked at the budget of this film after watching it, and it was only $5,000 US. And that's shocking to me because it's so beautiful.
Right.
It's so beautiful. Can you pull up the still from this film? And I want to read to you what he said. Go ahead. Can you put that still up? Sorry, I can't read to you while the still is up because my audio disconnects. So we'll fix that for the next stream. So apologies there. Let me read what Fabian wrote, though. Azar is a short film that explores Mexico's multifaceted culture through the eyes of the 15-year-old teenager, Julian. This short brings to light the reality of living in Coyoacan, Mexico City, and questions the interrelationality between passion, chance, morality, and failure. Azar asks, are dreams worth pursuing? At what cost? When does one surrender to circumstance? And what if your ambition outweighs your perseverance? So this pitch just really, really caught my attention. It caught my heartstrings that, like, when you're in a situation where you have to make a choice between your dreams and between the situation that's around you. Really eloquently put. Everyone, please go and watch this film. It's so, so beautiful. And
nice.
That's what I have to say. Oh, I just want to say there's an opening sequence where our main character, he is lying down on his back, and he has something that's important to him that he has, and he's holding it above his head, and he's looking at it. And then we have this shot where we get the perspective of his face. So the camera's down here, and like the shot is the fingers. And it was just so it transported me, that scene, because there have been so many times where, as a kid, and then even as an adult, where I find myself like holding something above my head and looking at it, and it was just such a beautiful shot. The whole film is full of gorgeous shots.
Beautiful. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take a look for sure.
Yeah.
So
please
thank
do.
you for that. Shall we jump over
Let's
to
go on.
the next, which is a film I watched with her. I was super excited by that. It's a film that's like super up my street. Directed by Su Rong Zhang, and apologies for pronunciation. There's a lot that we tried to check. We asked Google, and Google wasn't helpful all the time. But it's Su Rong Zhang. I'm hoping I'm right. Its country of origin is Taiwan, and it's about 12 minutes 52. It's so beautiful. It's basically a short film that follows two characters spending time through the night, smoking, talking of the past, and kind of, I guess, forming a connection and being present with each other. Learning/teaching, depending on which character, how to smoke, and that's kind of what happens. And you hear a bit about some of the past and people that maybe they miss and or have lost, or lost connection to, and it's just seeing them share together, and the chemistry between them is so beautiful, so subtle, and it's so, through the subtlety, it's so nuanced. It's nothing else really needs to happen. You're watching a film that is about two people being in connection, which is just so beautiful. And some of the shots are just like, there's this one shot at the end, which I think I showed you earlier, right, of the wave.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Right towards the end, it holds this beautiful frame, and it's by the sea, and it's not like, it's really still. You don't really see the waves, but there's like these really small waves coming in, and at one point it hits the rocks from the beach, and just like splashes up this white right at the bottom of the frame, and just it's so beautiful. The timing and the kind of, you go through this journey of, not just in this frame actually, in the whole film, of stillness and then motion, or stillness and then conversation and interaction. And it's so beautiful. Yeah. So I would say definitely go and have a watch. It's a really heartfelt feeling to watch this film.
Do you have a still you can pop up for this?
I do. I'll pop up a still right now. We can go. And I feel like that still encapsulates the film so well, because of, you see how, I'm going to bring it up again. How they're both looking towards each other, and particularly how she's looking and where her eyes are going and how they're held. That is kind of the feeling of the whole film between them two. So it's beautiful. So thank you for such a lovely film.
Thank you.
Amazing. Should we jump next?
Let's jump next. The next film we want to talk about today is The Wake. The Wake comes to us from the UK. It is actually from Scotland. It was directed by Doug Turner, and this is a documentary film about the fishing industry in Scotland. And holy smokes, when we talk about, it's been the theme of today, like beautiful shots and beautiful cinematography. It is a gorgeous documentary. Something I really appreciate about it too is that it's a short, it's 15 minutes long, but what he is able to accomplish storytelling wise within this 15-minute documentary is incredible. Let's go ahead, pop up this still really quick, and then I want to read to you the pitch that Doug made. Okay, so what Doug said was, The Wake is a documentary that explores the state of the fishing industry in Scotland and attempts to deconstruct the often greenwashed narrative that is a thriving industry. That caught my attention. He was saying that it's a greenwashed narrative, this saying the fishing industry in Scotland is thriving. The truth is there are no more fish, but individuals like Bali, our protagonists, struggle to have their voices heard above the misinformation spread by larger industrial fishermen. The world needs to see this film because we explore not just the reality of the dying ecosystem, but align the emotional impact that has on a community that has relied on the ecosystem for centuries. The Wake is a window into the mourning that happens when a whole part of our society collapses in the name of profit. Can you pull up that still just one more time for us?
Oh. Where are we?
Okay, another really, really strong reason of why you should all take a look at The Wake is because the characters who are interviewed within this are leading protagonists in the documentary is so passionate about the work that he does. He talks about how he never really he doesn't want his own children to get into fishing because it is a hard and dangerous lifestyle, all these things. But you can tell that he himself is so passionate about it, and he's so passionate about what has happened through commercial fishing that there's just no more fish. It's such a captivating documentary, really well done by Doug Turner. It had a budget of £10,500. They've accomplished incredible work with that budget.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Another one. Thanks to you, I'm excited to see.
Yes, you should go and take a look. Take a first look.
The Wake, right?
The Wake.
Lovely.
The Wake. And that, we failed to mention this. That is a part of the Trendsetters category. We'll put it in the comments at the end of this video when it's posted up on YouTube so that you can easily see where to find them.
Yeah, we'll do a little recap at the end and we'll go through also.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, jumping on to the next one.
Let's go on.
And we have Eggs. Again, the one that I enjoyed watching. Oh, wow. And I think you also saw this one, right?
Yeah, the pitch for this one on the Hub, really hit my heartstrings.
Wow. And the film does. It's really, I would say also subtly emotional. And the performances are amazing. They are not trying to do too much. It's just, it is what it is, kind of. And it's a really difficult situation. So to kind of tell you about the story, a young social worker is eager to help her client, a young woman who recently lost her husband. On the morning of their first meeting, the widow finds out she's pregnant. And if that's not a difficult situation and story to witness, then I don't know what it is. And it's so beautifully done, and it's done with such finesse. Directed by Cheryl Tan, and its country of origin is Singapore. It's about 10 minutes, and it had a budget of about $3,500, and it's amazing. It's super beautiful. There's that wonderful sound that they, at one point they fry eggs, and there's a whole meaning to the eggs. And there's this wonderful journey with the characters, the social workers dealing with this form and these questions that she has to ask, and it kind of feels very impersonal. And then there's a shift, and suddenly we're back to this sense of connection, and they kind of truly meet each other somehow. And amidst all of that, it's just done so beautifully with, like I said, with the sound and these beautiful frames. The set build is also simple and beautiful, and like nothing feels in your face, overdone. It just beautifully conveys this emotional story. And I was watching it this morning over there and had to we had lots of things to do, and I feel like it's a kind of film that you would love to have space around so you can actually digest it. It does unlock a lot of emotion, and I think, in my opinion, that's kind of often what I feel like I want from a piece of art. So thank you for that, Cheryl Tan and the wonderful cast.
And I'm excited to watch it. Thank you for your wonderful pitch. Oh, do you have a still you can show from this one?
Yeah, I'll bring them up always at the end.
Oh, great.
Let me grab it. And that's just a nice example of a beautiful frame with the angles and where she sat, and then you got the pictures and the memorabilia, and so nice. So thank you.
Yeah. So beautiful. We are coming up on the end of our stream, but because Lloyd and I love your films, we've each included an extra. So a little bonus that we just want to briefly highlight. The one that I want to highlight is called All Correct, found in the Trendsetter group. This one is directed by Antoine Farad. He hails from France. The runtime on this short is 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes long. You should all definitely take a look. The color in this film just pops.
Right.
And then you have one protagonist, and he is He's so engaging. Let me just read his pitch. It will explain what you need to know about this film. He says, "The world needs to see this film as it's a relevant story of humanity and modern society. An austere scuba diver travels through a dried-out ocean amidst the ruins of our civilization in search of water, but one day meets a bottle that categorically refuses to be opened." When I read this pitch, I just giggled at that premise. Categorically refuses to be opened. But then there's so much humor throughout the whole piece, very subtle humor, of the scuba diver trudging through the desert of what used to be an ocean, looking for water. It's very allegorical. It leaves you very much able to interpret it as you will, which is a beautiful aspect of this film.
Nice.
That they don't tell you too much. So go and take a look.
I'm going to bring up a quick still for you.
Oh. He's such a great character.
I see the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Jumping in, my little quick mention. What do you feel after reading? I feel like the tones of films I chose have been very similar.
Yeah.
Again, very, very subtle and very nuanced. Mostly you're dealing with two characters in conversation, and it follows, basically, in the beginning you meet a character that's mute, and she sees her co-worker reading a book, and that sparks her to tell a story that it kind of reminded her of. And so through sign language she conveys the story, and you see the co-worker kind of trying to understand and misinterpreting sometimes, and misinterpreting what she means or the feelings that she's having. And you then see the flashbacks, which have been cast so well, like the younger her. It's wonderful, and these cute little kids that are just amazing on screen. And you just follow that story, and gets to the end, and they leave. She suggests they head off, and she kind of concludes her story, and it's just a little short snippet into that world, and it's really, really beautiful. Again, all of them have been so beautiful today. And this is from China, directed by Chenzi He. Again, pronunciation, I'm sorry. Runtime of 5 minutes, real short, nice, straight in, straight out. A little glimpse into their world. Budget of approximately $30,000 or 20,000 yuan, and it's wonderful. Go and check it out. I'm going to bring up a quick still for you. So those are the wonderful kids which we mentioned. Yeah, they're brilliant. And so let's quickly run back through and just do a quick recap of the titles and directors and where you might find them.
Okay, Azar was directed by Fabian Palacios V, and you can find it in Trendsetters.
With Her, also found in Trendsetters, directed by Su Rong Zhang. And
The Wake, you can find in Trendsetter as well, directed by Doug Turner.
Wonderful. Eggs, Trendsetters, seems like they're falling in there a lot, directed by Cheryl Tan.
All Correct, Trendsetter, directed by Antoine Farad.
And then we have What Do You Feel After Reading, also Trendsetter, directed by Chenzi He. Lovely. So.
Okay, you guys, so we have a call to action for all of you. You need to know that the pitches for these films were so good, and the quality of these films was so high. So if you are a member of the Liftoff Global Network, have access to the Hub, get on the Hub and read through all these pitches, and then start watching these films. As part of the Tokyo Festival, you have access to be able to view these films. So go in and view them.
Yeah,
and then
right.
within the Hub, post in this same post and say what you liked.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of directors talking with each other, and it's a really great way to connect. Maybe collaborate in the future. Really, really cool. And if you are not a part of the member Liftoff Global Network, consider joining, number one. But we also invite you to make comments on this video. Make comments below about which films you like that we talked about here, or other films that you should see in the Tokyo Festival.
Yeah, let's get building the network. And be sure to check out Professional. It reaps the benefits. And don't forget that later on at 3 o'clock we'll be giving you a little recap of how the audience voting has been going this week. So I believe that concludes our live stream for now.
Thanks so much for all your posts in the comments. We've had a lot of lovely posts. One I'll just shout out here at the end about the film Eggs says, gives a lot in the nature, life, love. Thank you very much, artist, singer, writer, producer, Rennie E. Bifimo. Fun. Thanks for that comment.
Thank you all, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Jump back on at 3 for weekly...
Roundup.
Roundup. Weekly roundup.
See ya.
Bye.